It's something very strange because you're not like tired. Whoa, what the hell happened with my face? My face is all John crooked. What the hell?
Are you good?
I think my lip tracking kicked back on, but it went like, it kind of yoinked itself. Nope, sorry, okay, we're having technical issues. What the hell is happening? Everything was going so fine. Okay.
That should have been a sign. Right? Yeah, that's, if they don't know who I am, just dump them.
I can't do that. But
I am not
you and Duco do it so well. It's so cringy, but I love it. Jennifer Coolidge. Oh my god, I love
Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set.
Actually, during my live stream yesterday, I reinstalled my zero gravity setup and I started using it. I was with Draft Stallion. It was like, don't watch out, don't crash yourself. And then I'm just gonna put, no, it's fine. Foreshadowing. Then I'm gonna clip me doing a couple backflips, and then I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna smash my face into a chair, and I broke my thumbstick on my index controller. It's just a cap, so I found it. I placed it back, but yeah, it scared me. I forgot.
Oh my god.
So I put the chair behind me to just get myself up if I need to adjust the straps because my ceiling is taller. But I forgot to take it off once I was done, so I went right into it. It's like, ow!
Quality.
Welcome back to another episode of Top Dogs. Our supporters voted for this episode this week, so we've worked hard to bring you exactly what you asked for. This is episode 77, Burnout, Prevention, and Healing. I am Stream Arcadad.
I am Sakura.
I'm Trick the Stick.
And I'm Kit Clausen. This episode is what our supporters voted on, and it was pretty clear. Everybody wanted to hear about this. Tell us about some times whenever you experienced burnout.
I know burnout is something that you can diagnose. I've never been diagnosed with being burnt out. If you guys know me on a personal level or might have heard me talk about it on the podcast, I'm the person with 1,000 hobbies and passions and stuff. I think the moment where I got as close as feeling burnout as I ever did is when I released on my store the Amicus sculpture, and I made 350 sales in one day, and that kept me busy for 3 months nonstop. So I would work 40 hours a week, get home, make dinner, make products all the way to 10 or 11 at night, go to bed, wake up, and go back to work. I did that for 3 months nonstop, and all my weekends were dedicated to doing that. I was so done at the end of the 3 months, but I was really proud of myself for being able to plow through. I did have to take some breaks, otherwise I was just going to burn myself out. Luckily, I communicated a lot with my husband, so he was kind of able to anticipate the worst and really backed me up on that, but that product release was kind of intense. I have another one coming up very soon, and I'm expecting twice as much. So this time I'm going to be slightly bit prepared with more molds.
As a streamer on Twitch, it's something that a lot of streamers go through is, burnout, because you stream, you go for so many hours. You got to keep up high energy. You got to keep up, engaging your chat. You got to concentrate on the game that you're playing at the same time, and doing all of those things for, day after day after day, especially for somebody like me, it causes a hella burnout. You begin to lose the focus, you begin to lose the energy, you begin to lose interest in what you're doing. It's happened to me a few different times. I have a passion for streaming. I actually really want to get back on the horse and do more of it, but I have to teach myself and moderate myself to only so much, so that way I don't cause burnout again.
For me, I've had two different kinds of experiences with burnout. First, being autistic burnout, which is a very unique experience. Being an autistic individual, something called autistic burnout happens when you get pushed way too far, way too long, and I experienced that actually in high school. And then artistic burnout, where you get burnt out creating too much stuff, and it's like you lose the ability to create. So one, you lose the ability to literally function, and the other, you lose the ability to create. happened at the same time in high school. Oh, that was a nasty experience. I don't wish that on my worst enemies. But, you know, you grow, you heal. Eventually, things get better. And I luckily had the resources to be able to get to where I'm at in a better place.
I didn't know there was something called autistic burnout. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
It's not very commonly talked about outside of the autistic community, so I'm not surprised you've ever heard of it.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
How would you recognize early signs of burnout before you really get deep and burned out sufficiently? What do you do whenever you see it coming?
For some reason, I always get like tired and I lose motivation to do anything. Everything becomes a mountain. I don't feel like doing chores. I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like going for a walk with my dog. So everything becomes like very difficult. And I've noticed recently that I have been taking a lot of naps, but sometimes I go take a nap and I'm not actually physically tired. I'm just like mentally exhausted. And by going to take a nap, I'm kind of resetting my brain. And I've noticed that this really helps me get going again and start doing my chores and doing the stuff around the house. I could probably replace that with meditation. That could be just as efficient, maybe even more, because I do the focus meditation, guided meditation. They're 10 minutes long, and it actually helps me stay more concentrated, more focused, and my mind doesn't go at 1,000 miles per hour. So that would probably be it. It's just noticing everything is difficult to do. And, you know, I kick myself in the butt to do it. And I just tell myself, just do it. Because sometimes I don't necessarily have the time to go for a nap. Taking care of yourself is really important. Notice the sign very early before it gets too late. That's definitely something you got to listen for yourself, listen to your body, listen to your mind. It'll tell you what to do. It'll become easier over the years. It's hard to pick up at first, but it gets easier.
Honestly, like, you know, there's a lot of truth in that. You know, everything becomes a chore. Everything that you would do simply day by day becomes, I really got to do this. You lack the motivation. You lack the drive. And for a lot of it too is, you know, you lose that passion for what it is that you were doing that was causing the burnout. For me, you know, like I said, it was, you know, for my streaming, you know, it's a passion of mine. I love being in front of the people. I love playing the games. I love entertaining people. Blessed be to my community. All of a sudden, I feel like I need to step back. I need to just step away. You know, I don't want to play games anymore. I don't want to interact with people. When I start getting that mindset in my head, it's just like, oh, I'm getting to burnout. Uh-oh. Yeah. So those are a lot of my signs. It's like, uh-oh, I don't like what I'm doing anymore. This is a problem.
I feel that.
I feel that. You too.
We all feel that. We all feel that super hard.
You know, I've talked about it before. I cook for a living. I go to work and I cook. And I come home and I have to eat at home too. So I cook at home. And when I start to get burned out, I reach for the frozen dinners that just throw in the microwave.
Guilty.
Honestly.
Same.
They're called pogos in Canada, but basically they're corn dogs. I just pop them in the microwave for 5 minutes, and if I'm really lazy, 15 minutes in the oven to get that crispy crust. If I'm less lazy, and I'm more patient actually, and then that'll be it. Like, I can't be bothered.
You need an air fryer.
Yes,
we're actually considering
they
getting
are
one.
life.
Oh,
Yes.
air fryer.
You know what?
cult.
It's in my area. Air fryers are really something. They have their own stereotype, and the joke is only rich people have air fryers. So like we keep
Really?
joking, like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna be rich tomorrow." It's like, why is that? I'm like, because I'm getting an air fryer. And they're like, ooh, they get all excited. It's really funny. I have the one that has 2 cups. Oh my god, you're a millionaire. It's like so funny. It's ridiculous. Oh man.
I stand by my air fryer. I'm sorry. I love it. My dumb, silly butt forgets the oven is on. The air fryer has a timer and will turn off the heat at the time you want it to turn off the heat. So I don't need to worry about burning my food, because guess who, like, was baking bread, forgot they were baking bread the other day, and, like, made burnt bread. It was so bad.
Oh no.
I wanted that pumpkin bread so badly.
Oh, I've been guilty of,
no.
Putting something in the oven, taking it out of the oven, preparing it, taking it upstairs, and not turning the oven off.
Oh no,
I like that's a
me
really
too.
quick way to burn your house down.
Oh yeah. For me, in burnout, I recognize it when I start disliking being around people, first off, and I'm having a hard time functioning. Like straight up, like I don't know, like I can't clean, I can't cook, I can't exist. Everything is just too much and the world is too loud. And I'm like, okay, I think something's wrong. What's up? And I have to sit there with myself and be like, hey, am I getting burned out? What do I need to do to stop this? Because I can't get burnt out. Oh, God forbid I get burnt out again.
I mean, Chick, you're an artist. You make fursuits, you make art,
Yeah.
you make like physical things. Like if you get into a burnout, all these projects, like, not today.
Out the
Not
window.
today.
Out
Yeah.
Out
fucking
the window. Oh my God, yeah, Chick.
And we want to
I'm
keep
working on a few
creating
projects
stuff.
on my own.
What about preventative measures that stop you from getting burned out on something? Do you think they exist? Or what do you do to keep yourself from being burned out?
I definitely have to say, take care of yourself. Bubble baths are my favorite thing. Self-care. And self-care does not mean staying in the bed for 2 days straight and not doing anything. Self-care is, yeah, I'm looking at you. Sucker, I saw
I
that.
feel called out by that one. Dang it.
Self-care is taking a bubble bath and painting a beautiful picture. That's self-care. When you paint that picture, you need to like totally let yourself go. There are no rules to art. When it comes to self-care art, you just make shit. And that's when you make your most beautiful pieces, in my opinion. That's for artistic burnout. Autistic burnout, you need to stay the fuck away from people. You need to get back on your routine. You need to actually take care of yourself too. But in the like, eat your veggies and take your meds kind of way.
Good preventative measures is, obviously recognizing when that burnout is about to hit. And for me, my biggest thing is taking a step back, letting my community know that, hey, I might be a couple of days. I'm starting to feel a little burnt out. In a couple of days or in a few days, as soon as I start to feel better, we'll be back to streaming. For me, it's taking responsibility and keeping everybody updated, prevent myself from getting that burnout, because I don't want to get into burnout and have to leave for a month versus, preventing myself from getting that burnout and, being gone just a couple or a few days. So yeah, it's literally recognizing, hey, it's about to hit. Gotta take a step back.
That's a solid point. It's noticing the sign as soon as possible. It's really funny because burnout is not really physical, it's a mental thing. Honestly, flying my paramotor is the ultimate way to kind of mentally reset myself. Just being in the skies, floating above mountains, seeing like running after deers and like going in the fields and stuff is really a way to completely put my mind off. It's very daunting for me sometimes to go back to sculpting new sculptures for my store, but I'm always kind of, I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing it. And then I start doing it. And I'm like, oh, this is like kind of relaxing actually. And just like sculpt. I have a tablet with a 3D space mouse and I put some lo-fi music and I'm vibing, man. I'm just comfortable and I love it.
You are a perfectionist when it comes to that, though, because I've seen you
absolutely
online, on camera for weeks on end working on the same thing night after night after night.
I mean, it's a partnership with Zurich. I have to bring my A game with this. I have to do it. So, and every product is an opportunity to increase my skill, and hopefully I'll be able to make full-on avatars in the future. I'd love that. But yeah, perfectionism it's kind of a gift and a curse at the same time because you're never finished. There's always something you can improve, but at some point it's drawing the line where, okay, this is good enough. I need to stop or else I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. So this is kind of why I do it on Discord a lot, in the appropriate sections, of course. so that I get feedback. And then when people are like, dude, this looks really good, stop. I'm like, okay, that's good enough. Then I take a step back. So Discord is very useful for that. I've noticed that even Discord being, because I work in the security industry, so I spend a lot of time on the road going from client to client. So sometime I'll bounce in my Discord and just talk with people. It's the best way for me to communicate with my friends and my community, because texting takes too much time. But it does take away from my concentration, my problem solving skills at work and everything. So I've realized that sometimes I do need to take break from Discord, because even that keeps my mind busy and it's kind of hard to keep up. So I'll usually pop in and out. I try to moderate Discord a little bit, because that has been burning me out a little bit, as much as I love being on there.
In the context of the furry community, what are things others can do to prevent burnout within the fandom? Maybe you've had too much furry in your life, as if that's a thing.
Actually, I took about a 2-year break from the fandom 2 years back.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped making suits, barely made any art. I was burnt out on the furry thing. I have been a furry since I was 14. It's a decade now. Gonna be 11 years this year. I got incredibly burnt out about 8 years in. No, 6 years in. And I think it was like 2 years ago. Time flies. It was before COVID. You gotta give yourself breaks from the furry thing. As much as it brings joy, laughter, and beautiful things to this world, it can't be your whole life. You have to take a step back and touch grass. Go outside, see some nature, talk to people outside of the fandom to get a better perspective of the world as well.
That reminds me of a conversation that you and I have had in the past stream. Some people's entire lives do revolve around being furry. And
yeah, absolutely.
You have trouble maintaining friendships with those people because that's the only thing they know.
The furries is a great community. There's a lot of people. You can make friends, but there's also a lot of negatives as well. And there's a lot of drama, and a lot of people, they're so dedicated to the furry fandom that all their lives revolve around it, and they don't have any hobbies. So what do you do when there's no cons or there's no VR chat? You get bored out of your mind. And what do people do? They go on Twitter and they stir drama, and it's exhausting, because even though I'm not affected by the drama, I hear about it. My friends come up to me, this is happening. Do you know this person? I manage my own Discord, so I hear stories because of that. It's very safe in my Discord, but stream, I know about this person, and it honestly, hearing all that drama, which I just resolved one, I was not concerned, but I still figure stuff out. It still drains a lot of my energy because I'm so busy with stuff, and it's exhausting. So I think for the well-being of everybody, furries are cool and all, but you shouldn't put all your eggs into that basket. You should spread out a little bit, learn some stuff, do streaming like Sakura does, make fursuits, make art like Trick does. Kid loves cooking, does amazing things, and does cinna titties that looks delicious. Just do stuff and have fun with it.
Wow, wait a minute.
For context, the bakery that I worked for, they used a certain type of dough, and we made the cinnamon rolls in muffin tins. And when the dough did not cooperate, the center part would rise really tall and the edges would not rise very much. And so they looked very...
Madonna.
They were very reminiscent of 1980s Madonna. Very, very pointy. Right about this height.
Oh my god.
I have not really experienced burnout when it comes to the furry fandom. I tend to stay away from the furry drama. I won't touch it with a 39.5-foot pole. If I see drama happening, I look the other direction. I don't get involved with that. That is not my shtick. The furry fandom has actually helped me, in times of my burnout. When I start, feeling that burnout, and I start feeling I need to step away from things, I have other streamers that I can go watch and moderate for. I have friends that I can talk to about, different things going on in their lives, and whether it be furry or video games or, what have you. With those interactions from my friends, it helps me cope with the burnout. It's helped me recover a lot faster. So for me, in regards to this, it has actually had the opposite effect for me, and for which I'm very grateful.
There's a lot of drama in the furry fandom, but there's also a great support system as well. Like, you tell your friends you're not feeling well, they will rush in on you to help you out. That's one thing I noticed, and I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel the same way. If I see furry drama happening, I see it, I absorb it, and I set it to the side. It doesn't concern me.
I don't even absorb it. I just push it to the side and we call it a day.
I should say I absorb it enough to gauge whether it affects me or not, and if I should be concerned in any way. But then I set it to the side and I move on. I've not been burned out in the furry fandom. This has been a great community to be a part of. I've been a furry for like 15 years now, since I was in high school, but I've only really been active this past, I would say, year and a half. Before then, I was pretty well silent. I haven't had a chance to get burned out on the furry lifestyle yet.
That's good.
That's good. Trick, you wanted to say
excellent.
something?
I forgot.
I saw the finger and I wanted to make sure that you got your time.
No, I appreciate you. I legitimately was like, it was a thought that went from one ear out the other, and I was like, that's not important if it did that.
Before we move on, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell to be alerted when new episodes are released. Follow us on our audio platforms and leave us a rating. That'll help us out a lot. And join our Discord and Telegram chat. Links for all of these are in our link tree down below.
Calling Oliver Top Dogs fan. You want some cool stuff, or you just want to show us your support? You can by subscribing to our server subscription on Discord or Patreon. Become a podcast supporter today to get exclusive, raw, and uncut footage of your favorite podcast episodes, join supporter meetups, and chat with the podcast team and other podcast supporters. Plus, get an access to our brand new After Dogs podcast, an 18+ podcast starring the Top Dogs team members with our $2.99 a month subscription. But wait, there's more. Upgrade to the Podcast Supporter Plus and get episode voting, supporter feedback, and be part of the live audience for only $5.99 a month. Plus, get sneak peeks of upcoming ideas, merchandising, and more. You don't have to join these subscriptions, but it does help us out a lot. And for everyone that has subscribed, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
So
we don't have a whiplash here to threaten
Hey,
people with.
y'all
That
need
is
to
very
subscribe, or we're gonna come and eat your pillows. Yep. No more pillows for you.
What? No more
What?
pillows?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna eat their pillows.
No, I'm gonna steal their air fryers.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're gonna take your guys'
Yes,
air
no more air
fryers.
fryers. Make ourselves good food, and we're gonna eat it in front of you.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do worse than that. I'm gonna leave the air fryer, but I'm gonna steal the power cord.
No, steal the frying basket.
The frying
steal the basket.
basket.
Steal the basket.
I'll hide it somewhere, and if you behave, then I'll tell you where it is. So it's not
There
actually
we go.
stealing. I'm just putting it somewhere else. I'm just hiding it.
Our question of the week this week: what do you do when you experience burnout in something you enjoy? So we asked all our community members for their response. Mumu says it's no lie that burnout is rough, and they honestly get it often when working on art, especially when they have a full queue, whether it's from a lack of inspiration, being upset about outside issues, or just feeling overwhelmed. When they get burned out, they like to take a step back from their work. They often end up giving their work a day or so and just relax by playing video games with friends, taking a walk, or playing with their cat. It helps get them out of their head and reconnect with what's around them, and in turn, they end up feeling refreshed and ready for when they come back to things. They said you can't be all work and no play, because that's not good for you.
Absolutely.
Zimbos says that the best thing to do, in his opinion, is to take a small break from it, maybe a week or two. Burnout's one of those things that it extinguishes the passion that you have for one thing that you love doing to the point that it dies out. So they enjoy some me time and self-care until they feel up and ready for it, because there's no shame in taking a break.
Absolutely.
Justin the Firewolf Dog said normally they take a break break from doing the stuff and play some games with friends and such. So there seems to be a common theme there. Louise, our wonderful editor, says they deal with burnout with some serious TLC, catching up on sleep, treating themselves to their favorite snack, taking a relaxing shower, lo-fi music. They even stay away from social media for like 2 days even during their recovery because they tend to be overstimulated easily.
That's honestly
I 100%
relatable.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media is very stimulating. Mentally, oh my god, it exhausts me so much. Lo-fi is
Highly
really good.
agreed.
It's very chill.
Ooh, Pokemon lo-fi. That's so. Ooh,
I've never heard that.
Really? It's like Pokemon 8-bit music, but it's lo-fi. Really
Oh,
good.
that's interesting.
They
Or
also do it
synthwave.
for, like-
Synthwave is pretty good as well.
Yeah, they do it for Legend of Zelda stuff too. Really good.
Yeah, no, the lo-fis are definitely a lot of fun to listen to, and generally you can find lo-fi for a lot of your favorite games. You just go to YouTube and type in Pokemon lo-fi, and I think there's probably a solid 5 or 6 lists out there. And like Trick was saying, there's the Legend of Zelda lo-fis, which is one of my personal favorites, and they have 4 or 5 different mixes for it, and it's just nice to put on the music, kind of rest my head back a little bit, and just let my brain go for a while. Just listen to the music.
As daunting as it is sometimes to just like go outside on a walk with Jet, when I go to the dog park and there's nobody, I just enjoy just putting music and just like chilling and just enjoy nature, enjoy our winter for what it is at the moment. It's not great, but it's still kind of pretty. And just relax. Sometimes I bring a little drink to, a bubbly water or like an energy drink. Yeah, very important. Even though it's cold outside, you still got to hydrate. Going for a walk outside, getting some fresh air is really good and very healthy for you. It's surprising how much an effect it can have. Just going on a daily walk 30 minutes a day can really change your mood, your energy level, how you feel. If you're the type of person that stays inside a lot, it can alleviate cabin fever, which is another kind of form of exhaustion. Definitely don't hesitate to go outside. You can be surprised. I've had funny moments happen.
Yes, there is a whole world outside your front door. Consider stepping through it from time to time.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole world outside of Twitter and X. Did you know?
And VR chat, believe it or not. This is not the only world.
That's very
the
There's
only
lots of
world?
worlds in VR chat.
Oh, there's
But
so
there is
many
a
good
world
places you
outside
can
of the
hop
virtual
on.
world.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
But if it's like rainy or it's the middle of the night or it's dark or whatever, there's so many chill worlds you can go to in VR chat, and just put yourself on red and just put yourself some lo-fi music, synthwave, whatever floats your boat, and just relax. I've seen this floating island in an ocean with a sunset, and the water is so realistic on PC VR. It feels like you're actually there. And I can sit there for like 20-30 minutes, not say anything, and completely phase out. It's so relaxing.
I actually have found a world last summer when it was like 105 degrees here where I live, and my air conditioner couldn't keep up. And I would go to this world and I would turn on these like floating sky lanterns and the snow and some lo-fi music, and I could actually feel my body cooling down while I sat there.
You're tricking your mind. That's a really fun thing you can take advantage of while being in VR. Again,
Phantom
VR can be
sense.
very addictive.
I don't have Phantom Sense for touch, but for that moment though, because I was just so in a relaxed state, and I like you said, Stream, I was in that world by myself.
Me just hopping on VR chat, I find it relaxing sometimes. It's one of the things I do. I don't play VR chat very often, but when I do, I always use it. We have to be serious in life. We have to be serious at work, So sometimes I'm the type of person that gets a little crazy sometimes, and I need to like vent that out. I usually do it with my best friends, but everybody's busy, so sometimes I don't really have the convenience of being able to see them immediately. So just hopping on VR chat, just being in Arcanine, having a good time with friends, and just venting out and doing all my crazy stuff that you guys see me do all the time with my confetti and air dryer and tennis balls and peanut butter. It really helps me phase out. It's so fun. It's so funny. It blows people's mind. Like every time I do it, it's like you get two type of response. Either they're like face palming and just disappointed, which I love, or they're laughing their butts off. It's just like
Oh my god.
I love doing it.
Oh my god. It is so stupid.
But for people that are listening, basically my jowls are flapping in the wind, just like a dog sticking out their head out the window on the highway. That's what it looks like.
I get trapped, but I don't feel like cooking anything. And I come home and I throw a frozen dinner in the microwave. And I really just don't enjoy the food that I'm eating. I just eat it because I have to eat. I like to find a nice restaurant that I've not been to in a while, or even one I've never been to before. And I'll go eat something new. And then I eat it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. I want to learn how to make this. And so it reignites the fire, makes me want to get back into the kitchen again. I like to eat good food, but I can't afford to go out all the time. If I can't pay somebody else, yeah, it's too expensive. If I can't pay somebody else to make me some good food, I got to figure out how to make it myself.
Yeah.
You can't just ask your partner, be like, hey, why don't you go make me a sandwich?
Oh my god, stream.
What?
No, he gets a pass because he's the one that goes to make the sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm the one making the sandwiches at home. That's why I'm doing the job. Because my husband's like, Stream, can I have a drink? Stream, can you give me a beer? Can you make me this? Can we get some ice cream? We don't have ice cream. Oh, can you go to the store and get some? I'm like, are you serious? I'm in my bathroom. It's 8:50. Like, no, I'm not going. Like, please, I love you. I'm like, oh, god damn it. And I just get in the car, like, ruminating. I'm furious. And then he says, you can treat yourself to something if you want. I'm like, goddamn, fine. I'm so, like, upset.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm going out. You better believe I'm going to treat myself. Jesus.
Oh, I hate going to the grocery store so much. I hate going there. Like, already cooking, I'm not a fan of it. That's why I really like those meal kits, because like all like the figuring out and the logistic is managed. You just have to follow the instructions, and it's kind of fun, to be honest. I kind of like it.
Trick, you can give us a first-hand perspective on this. How do you think artists and creators manage the pressures of producing content while avoiding burnout?
Be patient with yourself and be honest with yourself. You need to take the time with yourself. Sometimes you need to be like pushing, but you need to know when it's good to push and when it's good to be gentle, because the same water that hardens the egg softens the noodle, you know? Like, you need to know what works good for you. Yeah, exactly.
I like noodles.
You need to be honest with how you're feeling and being honest about if you really want to finish this piece or not. Are you liking it? Are you actually enjoying working on it? Is this something that you want to see through? There are artists that will get so close to finishing a piece, not like it, scrap it, and start over. That's the perfectionism in a lot of people too, especially as like a fursuit maker. I'm working on this head right now and I didn't like its nose, so I cut the entire nose off, and I'm currently working on a new one to better make the suit a more comfortable wear to have. You got to be honest with yourself about these things and not sugarcoat it when it comes to working on projects.
Very true. Artists, they go through a lot of pressure. I gotta admit, like, there's so much work and responsibility. I used to take avatar commissions, and oh my god, sometimes you work on contracts that are very fun and stimulating, and they're fun to do. And some of them, you look at them and like, oh, this is gonna be boring. But you need to be nice, you need to be professional, but you have zero motivation to work on them.
See, and that's the thing with me, is if I don't have any motivation to work on the project, I'm not gonna take it. I'll be honest with the person about it, and that's where the honesty comes in, is like, if I don't have motivation, if this isn't something that interests me, this isn't something that's going to get done, and I don't want to put that customer through that.
You want to offer quality as well.
Exactly.
So it makes
I
sense.
want to offer quantity or quality over quantity.
I've been kind of fortunate with artists. A lot of them, they actually told me like, oh, I love drawing arcanines. I'm like, oh, God, the fuck? I'm glad to hear it. Because sometimes I can be very picky, but I've been told by a few artists they've been really motivated to draw my characters. So that always feels nice, because I know that they always do a good job. And I'm like over the moon, like, oh my God, this is so good. And I praise them so much because, you know, they do good work. And, you know, yes, the money is fine. It's nice, but positive reinforcement and positive feedback, legitimate ones, please don't fake it, is super satisfying and brings a lot of gratification. So if you're happy with like an artwork, the tip is good, but also, you know, Tell your artists that you're really proud of their work and you enjoy what they do, because it keeps them going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like a huge self-esteem boost for the artists because, you're complimenting them. You're telling them, hey, thank you for what you did. My biggest thing when I get a piece from an artist is, they come at me with, oh, I'm glad you like it. And I type in, no, I don't like it. I love it.
Love it.
And then they get all giddy. It's the case in a lot of situations for a lot of artwork that I get, I don't like the pieces. I love them because it's me. The artist poured their heart and soul into it, and that makes it a lot more precious.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I like to really boost up artists, especially like when I get artwork and stuff from people.
There's a lot of talented people there.
Never gotten any artwork of my character. I take it back.
You
drew me one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was like, that's a lie. I drew you just a couple days ago.
Okay. Wow.
Ouch.
I almost forgot. I'm so sorry.
Of course, I took a couple artistic liberties because you don't actually have a ref sheet, but
Yes.
I still had fun with it.
That's what I should have
Trick,
said.
you
I
ever-
don't have a rep sheet.
You ever draw me, I will show you the appreciation. I promise.
Give me your ref. I'll doodle you later.
Kit, if you want some really
Crazy.
cool, hot art, Ness on our Discord does amazing work for very cheap. You should totally commission him.
Yeah, well,
He makes-
now that I'm at my new job, I'm going to have almost double the income. So
There you go.
very well may look into that.
You should totally commission Ness, because I know you like foxes that are very masculine, so I know he's going to live up to that expectations for sure. He did my character, it's adult rated, but he did a fantastic job, and like his backgrounds are absolutely amazing. Very sweet too, very talented, very efficient as well.
In the end, when it comes to like experiencing burnout or, wanting to prevent burnout, it all boils down to take care of yourself. Always recognize that, hey, I don't feel good. Something's wrong. Don't feel like you have to be obligated to please the crowds, if you will. Don't feel like you have to put yourself on the line or stress yourself out or burn yourself out just to make other people happy. The old saying, take care of number one. Do things that'll make you happy. If you need to step away from whatever it is you're doing that caused the burnout, step away from it for a little bit. People will understand. I get a lot of times from people, there's like, well, I don't know if I should get away. I don't want to make people angry or upset with me. Let them know I have a problem. Let them know I am experiencing a burnout. I am not motivated and I don't want to ruin something that I'm doing for you. And they'll understand. And if they don't understand, then that kind of becomes a them problem. Please take care of yourselves no matter what.
If you communicate and you tell people what's going on, we have an amazing support system in the furry fandom. You can use that too. It's there for you. Just mention people, hey, I'm not feeling so well. A lot of stuff is happening. I'm burnt out. I'm just going to take a little break.
Communication is key. Communication and take care of yourself. Those are like the two pillars of life.
It's just like driving a car. When your car is starting to overheat, you should probably stop before the engine blows up and then creates more damage, because there's something going on that needs your attention. You fix it, otherwise it's going to blow in your face and you're not going to like it. You might leave the fandom. You might stop doing what you enjoy because you exploded literally because you were just fed up with it. Now, nobody wants that. You don't want that for yourself either. Notice the signs as soon as possible. If you don't notice the sign, then people are coming up to you like, oh my God, Stream, you're edgy these days. There's probably something going on. If your friends are noticing a change in your behavior, you should probably start thinking about what's happening in your life, what you're doing, what you're going through, and have you taken some me time recently? Playing a video game, taking a bath. My husband loves taking baths. Watching a movie, going out for a walk. There's millions of things you can do. There's like an unlimited amount of solutions for you. You just got to pick one and go for it. I think we're going to call it for tonight. So from the whole Top Dogs team, thank you so much for coming. Our supporters, thanks for being here. You guys are amazing. You're making this work, and we appreciate you all. So everybody out there, have a fantastic day, and take care of yourself. Don't forget to take a little me time once in a while. It can be, it might sound like a setback, but it actually will save you time in the long run. So have a good one, guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
So, I think I'm gonna take a break today. I'm feeling really burnt out. I need a hot dog.
I swear to God, if somebody on VR chat makes an avatar of Jennifer Coolidge, I'm gonna lose my mind. This would be so funny, though.
I swear, as soon as y'all kick me out when you do your little meeting, I'm gonna go to Avatar Search World. I'm just gonna see if I can find one.